Hi teacher, my name is Jennifer Ferrer and I'm going to talk about the Michigan English test with my partner Daniel Coronado. What is the Michigan English test? The Michigan English test is used to measure general English language proficiency in social, educational, and workplace contests, and is recognized as official documentary evidence of English ability in several countries around the world. The MET can be taken by learners at a range of levels from upper beginners to lower advanced levels A2 to C1.
Good afternoon, my name is Daniel Coronado. In here, I'm going to explain to you some of the English exams that Michigan has for students. So first of all, we're going to begin with MET, the MET exam. So here you can see in the slide the requirements or what the test has or contain. So test takers, secondary or adults, the level is from A2 to C1. You can either choose the 2-skill test or the 4-skill test. This test has a duration of 100 minutes or 155 minutes depending on the test that you decide to take. Here the format is paper. You can do it at least once per month. Okay, here we have the sections. So we're going to begin with the reading. The reading section, we have grammar, multiple test reading, and single test reading. They are divided in two sets. We have to keep in mind that these kind of text, all of these text in all of its sections have real life situation. So the reading is about real life situation, and that goes for the listening, the speaking, and the writing. So now we have the listening. It is divided in 3 parts. Total questions 50, and the time, we have a time of 35 minutes. As I said before, here we have to, this exam reflects language used in real life situations. We have short conversations followed by questions or short talks delivered by a single speaker, and then we have some questions to answer. And the last part would be longer conversations between 2 people followed by questions, as I said before. The writing sessions, here we have to write a few sentences in order to answer questions related to personal experiences, and then we have to write an essay. And the speaking part, we have to here demonstrate our ability to speak or express things in English, and we have to describe a picture. And this picture is a personal experience related to the image that the examiner will give us. Here we have 10 minutes. Now we have the examination for the certificate of competency in English. This is a 4-skill test. It can be taken by secondary students or adult. The level is B2. For skills tested, we have a test duration of 2 hours and 45 minutes. Format is on paper, and we can choose either in May or December to sit this test. Now we have the listening part. We have 2 parts. In this session we have 2 parts, short conversations and simple speakers deliver small short talks, and these are followed by questions. Now we have the reading that includes grammar, vocabulary, and reading parts. In the grammar part, always there is an incomplete sentence, and that is followed by a choice of 4 words. And we have the vocabulary that is the same, except same thing, incomplete sentences, and they are followed by a choice of 4 words. Now we have the reading part. So here we have two sets. So the first one we have a reading passages, and they are followed by 5 comprehension questions. The reading part, the second reading part, we have the same but with more questions. And the writing part, they give us a choice of writing a letter or an essay to express an opinion about a life situation. And the last part would be the speaking. So here we have to ask and answer questions. We have to provide suggestions or recommendations, or justify decision, or discuss a topic in detail. In this part, we have 15 minutes. Now we have the examination for the certificate of proficiency in English. That is also a 4-skill test. The level of this test is C2. Test takers secondary to adult, as the majority of these tests. This test evaluates the 4 skills. It has a duration of 3 hours. The format is paper, and we can choose either May or December. As all the tests, we have the listening part. Here we have two sets in the listening part with 15 questions the first one and 20 questions. And now we have the last part, and here we have 3 recorded talks, such as from a radio program, and we have to give an answer regarding what we heard. Now we have the reading. This includes grammar, vocabulary, reading parts, and it is also important to say that it is scored automatically by a computer. The grammar, as the other test, incomplete sentences followed by a choice of 4 words. We have something additional that is close, that is 2 informational passages, each contain 10 deletions. Each deletion is followed by a choice of 4 words or phrases. And here we have 20 questions. Then we have the vocabulary, followed by a choice of 4 words. And we have the reading, that we have 20 questions. And here we have reading passages that are followed by 5 comprehension questions. We have a time of 75 minutes with 120 questions. And the writing, they offer us a choice of to choose between 2 contexts or situations, and we have to discuss about them. And we also have to choose 2 topics to write an essay. We have 30 minutes to complete this task. The speaking part, well, we have to paraphrase some written descriptions of people, places, or things, just to demonstrate our ability to answer or ask. Here, 2 or 3 test takers participate in a semi-structured multi-stage task with 2 examiners. So here we have a time of 30 to 35 minutes. And now we have the test Michigan. The Michigan English Placement Test is a computer-based test that quickly places the test takers into homogeneous ability levels. Here the test takers, as I said before, secondary at all, the level is from A1 to C1. All the skills are tested. and it has a duration of 60 minutes. The format is on the computer, and the test days is on demand by the purchasing institution or business. So the listening part has two sections. First, we have questions, and we need to choose among three responses. And the second part, short conversations, followed by a question with three answers, possible answers. So here we have 25 questions and a time of 25 minutes. The reading part includes two parts, and the first one is the test takers need to select the correct answer from four options, and what they have to do is that, well, that part contains a sentence that is followed by a question about his meaning. The reading part 2, two longer reading passages are followed by 5 comprehension questions. So the test takers need to select the correct answer. Grammar, we have incomplete sentences as before, and vocabulary, incomplete sentences as well. That we have a time of 35 minutes. Now we have the graduate student instructor oral English test. That is a procedure for testing the spoken English in prospective graduate student instructors at the University of Michigan. Test takers, graduate student instructors at the University of Michigan. As I said before, this test has a duration of 15 minutes. The only skill test it is speaking, and the format is face-to-face. We have the days. We can sit this test in April, May, August, November, and December. That depends on us. Now we have the Michigan Young Learners English. This goes for children, and here we have a subdivision of the levels of English. We have bronze, that is pre-A1, silver A1, and gold A2. So the children who decide to take this text, he can begin taking the bronze, and then the silver, and then the gold, or that just depends on whatever he wants to take, and depending of the level of English that he feel confident. Now we have the test MECO. That is a test covering beginner to intermediate levels of the Common European Framework. Test takers ages from 11 to 15, levels beginner to intermediate, that is to say A1 to B1, skills tested. There are two exams with 3 skill tested or 4 skill tested. It has a duration of 19 minutes if it is the 3 skill test, or 100 minutes if it is the 4 skill test. The format is paper, and we have the test days is on demand. That depends on the institution or the amount of people that want to sit this test. Now we have the listening part as before, but in this case we have short descriptions, and we have to match with people in a picture. In the part 2, short questions are each followed by 3 responses choices. And now we have the part 3, part 4, and part 5. The part 3 are short recorded conversations, and we have to choose the right answer. The part 4, longer conversations between 2 people, and we have to choose the correct options among several questions. In the part 5, short announcements delivered by a single speaker are each followed by several questions. We have 30 questions in a time of 30 minutes. Now we have the reading part, as I said before, incomplete sentences, and we have to choose the right grammar or vocabulary related to the question on the test. Now we have the part 2, that is 2 informational texts or 2 narrative texts, and these are followed by several questions. The writing, we have to, well, in this part we have to write a short narrative description, share an experience, but that is optional. And we have finally the speaking part, that here the test takers will have to compare two pictures, describe a picture, or talk about their likings, experiences, and the test takers will participate in a structured multi-stage task with one examiner. So this is all for this text, and they help a lot too if we want to know what is our what level we have in English.
Places. The meet is accepted by organizations in countries around the world, including, for example, Albania in Alexander Mois University, Argentina in English Center, in Bolivia in Centro Boliviano Americano, Brasil in Banco do Brasil, Chile in Marketing y Gestión Educacional, Colombia en Universidad Nacional de Colombia, Costa Rica in Intensa Language Institute, Finland in University of Helsinki Erasmus Exchange, Greece in Supreme Council for Civil Personnel Selection, Iran in Soror Language Institute, Jordan in Princeps Sumaya University for Technology, Malaysia in Lincoln University College, in Mexico in Secretaría de Educación Pública, and Peru in Instituto Cultural Peruano Norteamericano. Other places to take the exam in Colombia are, for example, in Cali, in Centro Colombo Americano, near the Granada neighborhood, in Bogotá, in Said Avenida de Chile. Prices, for example, listening and reading cost 260,000, test with the 4 skill cost 460,000. However, prices are different in each country or city. For example, in Bogotá, to do this test of the 4 skill costs 400,000, and the test of the 2 skill, for example, listening and reading, cost 250,000. Population, it does not say an exact number because anyone can do it to know their level of English, giving people good benefit because they could use their MET results to measure and to achieve their educational and professional goals. Another thing is that in the classroom where the test is presented, there are approximately 6 to 10 people. The inscriptions are open until the courses allocated for that day are completed. Also, the inscription for the exam cannot be cancelled for any reason. There is the possibility of changing the day only if there are medical reasons that are certified and notified with days before the exam. Another very important thing is that people must verify the place where they must take the exam and arrive an hour early with their identity document. How long will the results take? Exams are scored directly in Michigan. Results take 5 weeks, and certificates are claimed at the center where the test was presented. That's it, teacher. Thanks.